they almost get angry. Like, they see you working the room, and they're like, that bitch is my competition.
No!
But she's so
That's
hot.
exactly
Like, I hate her, and I love her, and I want to destroy her. Okay, so we're coming off a very intense Aries full moon that I feel like was very aggressive in a true Aries nature. Aggressive. I was just doing too much. And
it was doing
honestly,
a lot.
I was fine. People were being weird.
Yeah.
Truly, people were being freaking weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a couple of stories that I want to share with the class.
Yes.
One of them puts me in a very uncomfortable space because it was very weird, but I still want to share because I think it will be therapeutic for me.
Yes, you have to share with the people. Let us know.
Okay, so I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet because I could go in detail, but I don't want to.
Okay.
So I went on a very nice walk with my boyfriend. We love to walk our dog in like different like naturey types of places. Anyway, cute, blah, 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 blah. The walk is ending, and I don't know if other water signs or Scorpios have this intuition too, where like you almost know if someone's looking at you. No matter like where they are, how far away they are, you just like feel someone's energy. And you can't help but literally make direct eye contact with them. I can't tell you how many times I do that with people. And they just are like, how did she know? And I'm just like, I just feel your energy.
Yeah.
And there was this dude, literally this weird man. He was in a car across the street. Literally across the street.
Creeping.
And I'm with my boyfriend and our dog.
Yeah.
And like, he's like older. He looks like he's in his 40s or something. And I feel his energy. And I look at my boyfriend. I'm like, that guy's weird. And then he looked across the street and he's like, yeah. And then I was like, he's like staring heavy. And then we had to cross the street to go to the car.
Yeah.
And something inside me told him, like, why does this man look like he's about to get out the car and like come up?
Oh my gosh. And say something.
Maya, he gets out of his car and he starts waving.
Oh, no.
Waving like, and I'm just like, oh my God. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? And then he's literally, I'm like, we need to get in the car.
Yeah.
And he starts following us, waving. Like, and the fact that I saw this man across the street, far away, like in his car, and then he gets out and starts following. And then I'm like, get in the car. Yeah, and he's like, get in the car. We're going to lock the doors. He was literally this close to the car as we were about to speed away.
Oh my God.
It was honestly the most
what a
weird
weirdo
experience ever.
Pressed.
My man was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it was so weird. Like, what are you doing? It was so freaking weird. And this was like in the height of like the Aries full moon, like Sunday, you know, afternoon. But the worst part is everything before that, magical day, beautiful walk. I went to a rose garden. Like, it was just, and then there's a weird creep with no sense of boundaries. And I'm like, maybe I'm happy that I saw it happen from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because, like, what if he was just following us and was, like, being weird?
Yeah.
But the fact that I had to, like, go through every stage of that, and, like, it's like my body and my energy already knew something weird, something off was about to go down.
Yeah.
Like, almost like I just kind of prepared myself for it mentally, but it was still very traumatic and fucking weird. What's wrong with people?
Ew, no, people are so aggressive. I feel like
and I'm with my whole ass boyfriend.
I know. And your whole ass dog. You're with your dog too, right?
My dog is not small. She's a fucking kid.
Yeah. I would not want to fuck with
and
either.
The worst part is, he was smiling the whole time. He was like,
what?
He's like,
that's someone who
no, like he looked like he was psycho.
Loco.
No, I feel like I don't know. Is there gonna be a movie made out of my life based on a true story? Like this creepy serial killer looking ass dude who smiles at people and like goes up to them. I know that's dramatic, y'all, but trust me when I say I had to get home and like really do a little cleansing of my energy, my man's energy. I'm like, I don't know what just happened, but something don't feel right.
Oh, shit.
I mean, we're fine.
No, you're fine.
But definitely I felt the vibe and like my, you know, when you're a water sign, you know, you're like, oh my God, I gotta like protect myself. I gotta put my protective shield of energy around me. Mm-hmm. And I felt that right when I caught his eye.
Oh my gosh. He's a bad man.
Oh, no, he was a bad
man.
The
he
fuck?
was a bad man.
And otherwise, I wouldn't be like, so you catch the eye of someone random, you're like, whatever. But
I know.
I literally was like, something is weird here, and I see your fucking weirdness, and I will match it.
Yeah. You're like, don't fuck with me.
Yeah, because she can get weird. If you want to get weird, I'll get weird. No, dead ass.
Straight up.
And I've been dying to tell you, but I saved it for the podcast.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you saved it for the pod, and I'm glad you're safe. That's so scary because, you know, the first thing that popped into my mind is that crazy serial killer that's out in the Bay Area.
He kind of looked like, I'm just kidding. His body shape. No, dead ass, Maya.
Bruh.
Dead ass. For a few hours after, me and my boyfriend would be doing our thing, and like randomly would look at each other and be like, that was so weird.
Oh no. I know the type. That you're talking about. Like, it takes like a while to really wash off that energy and like wash it off. Like, taking a long shower doesn't clean off that energy.
And, like, my thing is, it just felt very spooky.
Yeah.
Like, and it's spooky season. I get it. People be acting weird. Yeah, it was spooky. I was spooked.
Yeah, and
because even though I consider myself a very powerful entity who really could handle her own, and my man too, definitely, and our cute little dog. What was I saying? No, but seriously, even though I consider myself that, it is still very taxing on you when you go outside and you have to deal with people that have really aggressive energy like that.
No, for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you said, how many people do you see and come across and speak to in a day, and none of them really make you feel that way where you're like, oh shit, like I need to protect myself and be on edge, like low-key, I'm ready to fight, like what's up?
Yeah, dead
Not
ass.
a lot of people make you feel that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you need to be aware of any time someone makes you feel anything but normal, to be honest.
Literally.
You know, like that's your intuition speaking to you, letting you know.
Absolutely. Knowing
something's
I'm
going
not
on.
safe.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about it? That's your intuition. Literally, that's your soul, your spirit telling your body through emotion, hey, I don't feel good. What are we going to do about it?
Right.
You need to do something about it, you know? I don't trust, and this is why I don't trust nobody.
Right.
People are weird. Oh my God. I know. So strange. Such a creep.
Oh, what a fucking creep.
Seriously.
Ew.
I just felt like I was in a zombie apocalypse, and I had like 10 seconds to get into the
like,
car.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I hate that feeling.
it felt like I was like, yeah, literally.
You're like,
Like my stomach was so tight and my booty was so clenched. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so uncomfortable. What's happening? Especially, I think the worst part is when you're really having a really happy moment, happy day. You're feeling safe. Like everything's good. So your guard is down. And then something like that happens. You're like, what
like,
the
whips you back
fuck?
into like.
Literally. Fight or flight.
Yeah. I mean, you had to run.
Dead ass. Shit was weird. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I'm so sorry you had to experience that. People were definitely very aggressive over the weekend.
They really were. Thank you for validating me.
Yes.
And my trauma.
Ugh, yes.
Because I know you went through some trauma of your own.
Yes. Nowhere near as, scary or disgusting or spooky.
Still valid in its own right.
Valid in its own right. So let me tell you about my experience.
Oh, gosh, I'm ready.
During this full moon in Aries. So, I was checking out of my hotel after being there for a week for a work trip. And I was going to go to breakfast with one of my coworkers before, I had to go catch the flight. So, like any normal person, I asked the hotel to hold my luggage.
So good.
I asked them to hold my suitcase. And then, I have my big backpack. My coworker comes, she's like, you want to take that big backpack? I was like, oh, no, you're right. And I realized that my wallet is in my checked luggage that I just gave to the hotel lady. So I go up and I'm like, oh, Miss Hotel Lady, can you bring my luggage back because I need something from my luggage? She's like, okay. And then I'm like, oh, and also, can you check my backpack? And she goes, okay, now you're doing too much. And I was like,
the boldness,
the audacity
of
this woman. I think it's also important to say,
Maya, she came for you.
She did. I think it's also very important to say that there was a man who was like around who brought my bag. So I feel like
AKA she was being a pick me.
Yeah, so she was trying to kiki.
She was like, look, I'm funny. I'm a funny girl.
Right.
I'm mean, which means I'm funny.
Trying to make me the butt of her joke.
Yeah.
No. So I go back, I get my backpack, I come back to her little boyfriend's gone, and I'm like, I don't appreciate the way you just spoke to me. She's like, I was just joking, but I can hear the irritation in her voice. I'm like, yeah, but you don't know me like that, and honestly, that wasn't really that funny.
That's it.
That's it.
That's really all you needed to say. Because it's not funny. And truly, what makes you think that someone that's paying you, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
this is your job.
Literally,
this is your actual job.
Like, this is...
I'm doing too much by asking you.
It comes off like an episode of Broad City or something.
No, literally. I was like, am I in the fucking Twilight Zone or something? Like, how dare you speak to me like this? You really think you're funny. Bitch, you really think you're funny.
Was she 18?
She was young.
But that still is an excuse. I was even more terrified back then. I was like, I gotta be nice.
Right.
She really risked it all. She risked it all for that text. He's gonna be like, damn, you ballsy at work.
Right. Too bad he missed the
I'm glad you went back and said something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you didn't, you would have thought about it the whole way back and probably for a few weeks. Because, you know, you should have, and you would have had those shower thoughts when you're like, you know what, if I was there right now, this is what I say. No, but you actually went there and you said it. And that's something to be very proud of.
No, I am very proud. Like, you're not going to get away with speaking to me like that. Why do you think that's okay?
Literally.
You're so rude and aggressive.
Yeah, no. I don't like it. Again, people are being very rude and aggressive, and I need them to dial it back.
And
go look in the mirror a little bit.
Seriously, being very aggressive and, may I say, overly passionate with their selfish feelings.
But things like, did anyone ask for you to have this much emotion towards me?
No, exactly. And I feel like everyone had very strong emotions to give this weekend. And like you said, I was just chilling. I was happy.
Yeah.
You know, like, I wasn't in no mood, but, you know, if you want to get it, you could get it anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. Any fucking time.
Any day.
Okay, so the next topic that I kind of want to talk about has to do with communication and how to be calm when expressing your emotions to, like, authority or parents, you know. I feel like, so if you guys didn't know, we did a video a while back about how to stand up to your parents. And that video, the comments are all very, very emotional because there's a lot of people that want to do it and a lot of people that need more guidance on how to do it. And yeah, I kind of just wanted to talk about it a little bit more because that we made that video like a couple years ago. So I feel like we have a little bit more insight on that. And I just always feel like it's healing to talk about, you know, our relationship with authority, as it is for anyone to talk about it. Because we all have a thing when it comes to authority and our parents and people we look up to or people that we, you know, we care about in terms of how they view us. So it kind of changes the way you communicate with them, even though it really shouldn't. And you should always be honest. Yeah, so I just want to talk about that. Talk about how we can be calm when doing it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think the biggest thing is that it's going to take time. The way that I really learned how to get comfortable with it, though, was trying, like, it sounds silly, but, like, talking it out with my friends or kind of like role playing with them in the sense of like, okay, well, what do you think that they would say, or getting comfortable with repeating it. I think hearing other people say like, oh, I can do this is really self-affirming within itself. And then when you practice saying it in front of a mirror or saying it with a friend or saying it with some trusted person, advisor that you have, it really empowers your voice and strengthens that muscle so you feel more comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same. I feel like it comes back to you just prioritizing yourself. Obviously, this answer, you know, it can change depending on if you're still living at home or not, you know? or if it's your first job, you know, whatever it may be. It's always situational, but I genuinely feel like obviously we're nervous when we communicate with an authority figure because we care about their opinion. But I feel like we need to figure out how we can distance ourselves and our emotions no matter like what their opinion is. Because when they're happy with you, you're happy with you. When they're upset with you, you're upset with you. Like, that's giving so much of your power away to them. And they may be in a bad mood, and you come around, and now they're taking out their anger on you. Like, you know what I mean? That can't stop you from loving yourself. So I just feel like a lot of times we want to control their emotions for them. Because to me, sometimes I feel like the older generations, they're really bad at feeling their feelings. So we don't want to see them react a certain kind of way. So we kind of dial it back and we try to kind of maneuver around the conversation to make them feel comfortable, because we know that when we get too emotional, they don't take us seriously. And I think all of that is bullshit. Like, truly. I think that everyone should be able to express their full emotions at their full capacity to, you know, their parents. At the end of the day, if they don't value you when you're able to, you know, show your sensitive side, then that's some deep-rooted, you know, family trauma that needs to be dealt with. But that doesn't mean that you need to now be cold and, you know, lack, you know, the same communication skills that you've wanted to have because your parents don't have it. Like, a lot of times I feel like we just hold ourselves back because we don't want to fight with our parents. And it's like, I say, fuck it. Like, if you have the means, you need to start thinking of a plan to move out. If it's that bad to the point where you truly cannot communicate with them at all, and you guys are just not speaking the same language and they don't respect you, all I can say is be strong and start coming up with a plan to move out. If you think there is a chance there, then you need to slowly, you know, make them more comfortable with having emotional conversations. You know, and maybe you may have to heal a part of them if you're willing to do that, because you might aid them in healing their inner child, the one that was told that they can't have emotions. But you have to have the patience to be able to do that with them. And if you don't, then you better be good at setting boundaries. And just saying, I can't talk to you about these things, you diminish what I have to say. You make me feel small.
No, it's a great point. You have to remember why you're deciding to kind of pick this fight to begin with, right? Like, you really have to stand in your truth and understand the reasoning behind it, you know? Like, I feel like if you're going to pick a bone with your parents, you know, like, they are going to, let's be real, they're going to try and pick you apart and gaslight you. So you have to know exactly what you are saying and how you're going to stand in your truth in that moment. Same with the boss, you know? They're going to try and always, like, discredit you in that moment. So remember the feeling that you originally felt and why you originally wanted to express yourself, because I feel like that's what's going to get you through and help you get through this change, you know, where, yes, sometimes you do need to be moving out, you know, and cutting off those ties. It's hard to admit and say, but sometimes your family members are not healthy for you, and they are not going to help you grow and flourish in the way that you need in your life. And the strongest and best thing you can do for yourself is set those boundaries and say, hey, I'm going to remove myself, or I can't be around you when you do X, Y, and Z. I love you, but I can't be around you when you act like this because it hurts me. You know?
You know, I think... honestly, I sometimes feel like it's bullshit, because a lot of fucking parents, like, even after kids, like, take a stance or they move out or they cut ties, then they start trying to, like, guilt trip you. And it's like, no, you're kind of just, again, trying to make this about me when it's really about you. You're the reason that we don't have a relationship. You're the reason that I had to move out. If you would have met me in the middle a little bit more, maybe we could have understood each other. But at the end of the day, we all know older generations are usually the ones that don't want to see it your way. Their ego, because they're older, because they have more years on you, their ego tells them that they're right all the time. Not all parents, not all bosses, but if they have a big ego, it'll prevent them from really seeing eye to eye with you, because they just want to win, even though it's not a competition. Like, we just have to understand each other. And you're not really even willing to understand me. You just want to be right. So why would I want to stay in that situation? You know?
No, I actually really despise when elders, anyone older than you, it can be someone a year or two older than you, but also your parents, your bosses, whatever, they act like your youthfulness or your young mind isn't as intelligent as theirs.
Yeah.
Like, yes, experiences bring you wiseness, but like there's some old people who are still as young as a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, age doesn't always equate to you being wise, in all honesty.
Really
So I
doesn't.
hate when the elders, anyone elder than you, try to belittle you for your youthfulness or how young you are. And don't let them do that, because your truth is your truth.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And, maybe this will be relatable and help some people. I honestly wanted to get away from my family when I turned 16. Not because anything traumatic was happening, but I grew up in a very loud, aggressive household. Everyone was dealing with their shit. Everyone yelled. No one wanted to talk about their emotions and feelings, even though everyone was feeling so much shit. So I told myself, fuck this. Like, I'm just going to go to college. Bye. And I'm literally, I'm 27 right now. And literally at the age of like 25, I started feeling this need to want to reconnect with them and feel close to them. And honestly felt comfortable and kind of yearned for being around them again. Mm-hmm. So it's very much possible for you to go through a phase of like, I need to distance myself from you until I heal myself, figure myself out. And then maybe I can be close to you again. And that's very much possible, is what I really am trying to tell you from my personal experience. But also, you have to be really good at setting boundaries during that time, because it's very easy, even if you are physically away, for them to have this power over you and kind of control you and stress you out and make you anxious and make you feel guilty. Like, you still have to get somewhat good at setting boundaries while you're away. And then at a certain point, hopefully it just becomes, the boundaries you guys have with each other are so healthy that you don't mind being around them again, and like you actually enjoy being around them again, and you understand them on a whole nother level, and they understand you on a whole nother level, because there's this mutual respect.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to say that I'm at that point in my life. Like, I want to be around my family. It feels really good. But there was a time where they triggered the fuck out of me. And it's good to, be moving away from that.
Yeah.
And not to say that they won't ever trigger me again, because that's just not possible.
Right.
The people closest to you have the most...
Trigger you the most. They have the most ammo.
But, it can also change.
For sure. But I love that you also said that, or I heard as well, that, if you aren't fully prepared, it can suck you back in. You know what I mean? Your family can suck you back in and take you right back to that childish place, even after you've moved away and you've done all of this work. Like, there are times where you could get back in front of your family for the first time and you still cry the first time you're trying to talk to them. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's okay. That doesn't mean that you stop trying to express yourself. That doesn't mean that you weren't right in those moments. Yeah. And I encourage you to know, or to remember, that this is a phase and stage, and there's going to be ups and downs through any relationship and any form of communication, and to not be like hard on yourself. At the end of the day, as long as you're speaking up for yourself, that's the most important thing, I feel like, and if you remove yourself from toxic or harmful situations, I think that's also something that's really important. So stick up for yourself as well.
Yeah, stick up for yourself, and always just try your best to calm down before you talk to them. Because like we said, older generations, they just have this way of like making you feel small. And if you're freaking out emotionally, they're gonna use that against you. Yeah. To invalidate your point, which is, it's probably still very much valid, but you're screaming and crying, and they're just gonna use that against you, and you don't want that. So just talk through it, journal about it, and then go to them with a clear head. Because trust me, when you start expressing yourself calmly, they're going to realize, oh shit, like, you're growing up. Yeah.
Maybe write a letter. Yeah. Have it all written down. And you say, you guys are going to sit there until I'm done reading my letter. You cannot say anything until I'm done. And then maybe I will field questions from you.
Exactly. Seriously.
You get to set the tone.
You don't get to interrupt. You can ask questions after.
Take that power back.
Yeah.
Because it's ultimately yours. You know what I mean?
Is.
Like, once you leave your parents' house, like, you're on your own. You get to control all of your decisions. And at the end of the day, you sleep with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, no one really has control over you to that extent.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just remind everyone that.
Yeah, absolutely. Make yourself proud.
Mm-hmm. Even though it feels that way.
Yeah, I mean, because, like, we were born, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally
Especially
get it.
our mothers, like, they carried us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're around them all the time. They've seen you at your weakest. They've taken care of you. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to let go of that bond to be your most authentic self. But it's necessary.
And there can be two emotions at the same time. You can respect your parents and also be like, I need to get away from you, you know, and express that they have hurt you, you know, like both can be true. And I encourage you to remind them of that when you speak to them.
100 freaking %. Truly. If I would have stayed at my house, me and my mom would hate each other at this moment. Yeah. My mom's an Aries. I'm a Scorpio. We're both very controlling. You know what I mean? Very aggressive. That wouldn't have worked out well. Now, love her. She's the best. Yeah. But when I was in high school, she was controlling, needy.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Don't you know that I was born as a 90-year-old man? That's what I wish I could tell my mom. I'm wise beyond years.
You don't have to worry about me.
Let me live, woman.
I feel like my parents let me down so often from such a young age. I realized that I couldn't depend on them. So it forced me to be like fiercely independent. And now when they try and like be like, oh, you need to do this for me, I'm like, no. No, because you didn't do anything for me. Why would I do it for you?
Right. Why is it expected of me?
You can't. I mean, I'll do it if I can or if I have the means.
But you're not going to make me feel guilty for not.
Exactly. Because
that's the thing.
You didn't make me a priority so often in your life. Why should...
My thing is parents just need to stop using guilt.
Yeah.
Like, they use it...
Seriously.
They use it as much as salt and pepper.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, let me sprinkle some guilt onto this relationship so I can get what I want again.
Bruh.
Like, relax with the guilt.
Do you have anything else that can maybe...
No. I feel like they're like, I miss her. Okay, guilty. I'm going to do something. Remember when you did this? What the fuck?
Remember when I did this for you? So now you should do this for me.
Oh, my gosh.
Why does it have to be so transactional?
You brought me here.
Hey, don't forget it.
You.
Gosh.
Yes.
I feel like I have to do another quick story time because remember the other week when I went to that burlesque show?
Oh my God. Yes.
Okay, you guys. So I went to this Star Wars burlesque show in the city. Obviously, it sounds a little interesting already, but I was like, I'm down. For one of my besties' bachelorette parties in Seattle, we went to a burlesque show, and it was great. So I was like, how bad can it be, right? It's going to be great. Well, it was probably one of the most awkward experiences of my entire life. If you don't know what a burlesque show is for some odd reason, you know, it's kind of like a strip show, but they don't get totally naked. But either way, they're taking off, like, items of clothing. You've seen the movie Burlesque? Yeah, come on. You're taking off items
Love that
of
movie,
clothing.
by the way.
Yes.
One of my faves.
Oh, soundtrack. Iconic.
Icon. Yeah, all of it. So,
it was really awkward because they were, like, taking their clothes off and no one was, like, clapping and, like, the dancing was not that great. And it was just really awkward. And then if you think about a Star Wars crowd, normally you think of people who are a little awkward. So, I don't know. I just felt all of the awkward energy up in there as these women and men were, you know, basically getting naked.
Yeah, honestly, those are two things I would never put together. Truly, I don't know what they thought they were doing there, but it could have happened if The dancing was good, which you said was also not good.
No.
So it just sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And honestly, very Mercury RX.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Like, just like, let's stop.
Right. And to top off the whole night, I left my phone in the Uber.
That's the icing on top of a cake of a bad night.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it was a bad night, but you know what I mean? When
Right,
shit goes wrong, when shit goes wrong, like, you guys know. Think about the few times you've left your phone in an Uber.
Right.
Was anything going right ever that night?
It was just, no.
It was all
it was literally all just good company that, like, made it okay and, like, conversation. But it was absolute chaos. And the fact that I didn't even realize that my phone was lost until the next morning.
I'm crying.
It was...
There's nothing funnier than checking Find My Phone.
And
that shit is
it's somewhere.
nowhere near you. You're like, okay.
Truly. Truly. I was like, oh, wow, I haven't done this
In a minute.
in a minute.
There is truly, there's just something about losing your phone. It really humbles you.
Yes.
You know, it's like the same thing as someone filing for bankruptcy.
Right.
I would compare the two
Right.
as the same thing. You losing your phone and filing for, like, how did we get here?
I agree.
But now everyone knows. Everyone knows.
And
Everyone
of course,
knows you fucked up.
I know, right? As if that wasn't enough. Of course, my sweet Virgo boyfriend was like, "Oh, so you were really turned last night, huh?" I'm like, "Babe, like, fuck off. No, maybe, but that's not why."
He held you out. He
It's
said you were drunk.
No, literally, he's like, "You're having a great time at that stupid show."
Sometimes you gotta drink a lot to make it fun.
That's what I did.
But don't do that at home, kids. You can have fun sober.
Truly. I just felt so silly.
Now you really can't ever forget that night.
No,
And you won't.
I won't.
Oh my god.
Love a little last minute chokehold Mercury retrograde.
Yo, why do I feel like shadow period was worse for me this year? And I know people are like, it's always, or not people, some people are like, maybe shadow is worse. And I usually was like, this shadow, the miscommunications were insane. The technology was going crazy.
Right.
I'm like, are you okay? Are you with us?
Right. Right. Because
Every piece of technology, every article, I just said everything but piece, article.
well, no, it's true though. Because last week our freaking podcast equipment
Didn't though.
wasn't working.
Does that count?
It does. It does count.
Do we? Nah.
Because it was a moment of
It was.
confusion
It was.
and
All right.
technology.
You guys.
Jankiness.
So you know how we like couldn't do the podcast last week because we were like, oh shit, like we're having some Mercury retrograde mishaps.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Like the sound wasn't coming through on
out.
our computer. Like
So
it
we
was
thought
like
we had to like switch out one of the cords because it was working, but until we put it into the laptop input, it wasn't working. So we're like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
We get a replacement. I get a replacement cord, and we try and test it. It's not working. I'm like, oh my God. So I started doing some shit, and I started looking at shit, and then I look at the podcast. I look at the mixer, and I'm like, oh, this button's supposed to be down. No, it's not the on and off button.
It's not.
Whoever
Okay.
was thinking that.
This is like a very fancy mixer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Anyone who looks at it is like, whoa,
Yeah.
how you work
I
that?
did my research, and I got a really nice mixer because
Yeah.
I was like, we gonna sound good, damn it.
Right.
Anyway, so press the button, started working, and I just look at mine. I'm like, oh. But it's working now. But yeah, that should count as a Mercury retrograde mishap because it was a miscommunication between us and our mixer.
Yes. Us and technology.
Truly.
You know? God. It wouldn't have happened any other time, I feel like.
No, it wouldn't have. And it had it. The funniest part is, Maya, is
oh, yeah, tell him, Sarah.
right before we filmed that one, we were going to film before we realized it's not working. I say in air quotes. I was like, I love our mixer. It's so good. It's so reliable. We sound so good.
Right, we're like,
I'm like
such a
hyping her up, literally giving her foreplay, more foreplay than I've ever given her, and she just literally.
Right, she's like,
It doesn't work. I felt so dumb. I was like, this is what I get for telling you you're beautiful and everything nice.
right. We're like, wow, we spoke about this bitch way too soon. We started bad mouthing her hella quick, and then we're like, wait, no, because like we still don't know. So like,
yeah,
we didn't want to go too hard, but
exactly.
like obviously we were extremely upset.
Yeah, I was
after
really
giving her
sad.
that praise.
Truly, is there anything worse than getting ready to talk and someone's like, stop.
Not today. You cannot take the mic today. Like,
Nobody wants to hear all that. Is what I felt like.
right.
Okay.
Rude.
Okay, so y'all know Nikki Glacier. We love her. Mm-hmm. Gosh. Okay, so I saw the best video of her. And she was talking about senses of humor and like guys versus girls. Mm-hmm. And so she said, for a woman, when she says that she likes someone with a sense of humor, she means that she likes men that are funny, that can make her laugh. Mm-hmm. But for men, if you thought it was the same, you're joking yourself. For men, when they say I like someone with a sense of humor, it's someone that laughs at their jokes. And I just had to freaking laugh. Because it's so freaking true, dude.
Bruh.
I genuinely feel like, and when we say men, we don't mean all men. So if you're a good man, don't take it, don't take it to offense. Most men, I genuinely feel like, are so intimidated by women that are funny. They almost get angry. Like they see you working the room and they're like, that bitch is my competition.
No.
But she's so
That's
hot.
exactly
Like I hate her and I
it.
love her and I want to destroy her. Like,
Right.
what the fuck? Like why can't I be funny? Like why can't women be funny? They like get so booty tickled.
They do. They can't because they honestly can't wrap their minds around the fact that women can have power and can control a room.
Yeah,
Besides their sexuality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the only time they think that a woman has value is in their body and their sexuality.
Yeah. Like it
it
makes them feel
can't
funny.
Imagine a woman having other attributes to herself.
It's just so
that
funny,
are enjoyable for people.
Because I feel like not a lot of men are funny.
No.
But as we have learned from the pick-me pandemic.
That's a new one. I like that.
You know, once the term pick me came out, we were like, pick me. That's a pick me. That's a pick me. You know? As we have learned,
I'm sorry.
You know, I have always said one of the qualities pick me's have is that they will laugh at anything a man says, even if he's not joking. So this will make a man feel very powerful, and they will in fact pick you because they'll think, oh, she got a sense of humor because she laughing at me a lot.
And I'm funny.
Literally.
And other women think I'm funny.
Like,
my mom thinks I'm funny.
Like, have you ever even noticed how in classes growing up, and I know other people feel the same way, like men were so easily the class clowns even though they weren't funny.
Yeah.
Like they could stand up and like do something stupid or like not know the answer and everyone in the class is like, but if a girl wasn't on point, if a girl wasn't doing everything right, like, you know what I mean? It's like you walked on like eggshells as a woman. Mm-hmm. But a man, when he fucks up, it's so funny. Everyone is laughing. Oh, he's so funny. He's a class clown.
Right. But we're scrutinized.
Literally. Girls are judged. Like, look at her. She's flopping.
Right. How is it that they get to have that?
Because boys...
And we don't. That's so fucked up.
Because they're made to feel powerful.
Yeah.
And society has just made girls and women feel like, yeah, you just get to be soft and sweet and nice, and then you'll be chosen. Don't be funny. No, don't be sexy. Okay, no one asked you to be smart.
All right. Now you're doing too much.
Yeah, literally. Go sit there and think about it.
Right.
You know? But a man, He's just so effortlessly funny.
Oh
my God, look at
them.
them.
So dynamic.
They don't even age. Men get sexier with time.
Oh my
everything.
gosh. No, you're so right. Ew, I hate that. I hate that. Gosh. It's all based around power.
Society just wants to suck women of all of their power.
Of their power and their money.
Yeah, of course.
Once we got out on our own and started making our own money, they're like, okay, well, if you're going to be out on your own, at least we're going to try and take all your money.
Yeah, we are, because, listen.
We're going to tell you that you're not beautiful.
Have you guys seen the comparison? Yeah, of like, even let's say razors, of a woman's razor versus a man's.
Right.
You know, the fucking, the price, the taxes.
Yes.
It's called the pink tax, isn't it?
Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's crazy.
For silly products like that, and then taxing us also for our period products.
Honestly.
Like, how are you going to tax me more for something that I have to have? And now you're actually forcing. You know what? Like,
yeah, well, you know why, Maya. They're like, well, since you wanted to leave your man, since you didn't want to get married at 15, I'm going to show you what it's like in the real world. I don't know who that is. That is the voice of the patriarchy in my head. It sounds like a racist man.
Yes.
From the South.
Yeah. Me too. That's what I think of the patriarchy. That's what other countries think too on TikTok.
Yeah, for sure.
I hear them speaking about, like when they do an American accent, they'll do like
a thick Southern one.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sometimes I think about just pretending to be from another country, moving there, and making fun of Americans like I've never been here before. Those Americans are so weird.
Okay, so I'm not sure if y'all remember, but a couple of weeks ago we were talking about type of best friends. So I wanted to bring it back because we didn't finish. But this category is spoils your ass. Ooh. And that's Sagittarius, Aries, and Cancer.
Aww, I love this.
I love that so much.
I absolutely freaking agree. I feel like all three of these signs are givers. And they really have no problem giving to you without thinking, without overthinking about whether you're doing it. Like, they just truly feel happy when you're happy, and when they're spoiling you.
Yeah. I feel like all three of these signs, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you just keep taking from them, they're not always going to give to you, but they are extreme givers. So for the most part, they're willing to like give it out. And they do get overused and abused sometimes because they are so kind and willing to hand it out to anyone and anytime they're asking for it, really. Like, all of these signs show up for their friends when they need them or when they're called.
I would say all three of them are ride or dies. Literally, literal ride or dies, and loyal till the death. Loyal till the death. Sometimes too loyal, you know? But at the end of the day, they're also getting you in trouble too. So I feel like it's a two-way street because all three of these signs are also chaotic.
Yes.
So they're not out here just like,
No, these are all very passionate, action, moving forward kind of signs. And I appreciate that about them because you always know where you stand with them and like that they love you.
Yeah, and I feel like, to be honest, they're it's like my Sag is reliable. I don't know how your Sag is. But Cancer reliable, Aries super reliable. Like, will drop anything to come be with you.
Yeah,
like. Really?
Literally anything.
Honestly, no, I love it. I feel like I have had, my boyfriend and my mom have Aries placements. And then I've had a few ex-Cancer best friends. I have a Cancer friend now, and obviously Maya, and then my sister is a Sag too. And I feel like these signs are also really, really good when you need a shoulder to cry on. Like, they'll be there to give you attention when you feel like you just need someone to be your ugliest self with.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not going to judge you or, like, try to, like, calm you down.
No.
They're kind of going to get that aggression out of you through experiences, and will just tell you, like, what do you need? Like, what do you need? I'll give it to you.
Anything you need. And remember that you're the shit and that this is a temporary feeling too.
Yeah.
I feel like all of them remind you of, like, it's okay to be feeling this way, but don't forget that you're the shit and you're gonna get through it. Like, I feel like all of these signs love you in that way of, like, this is tough and I get it, but you're gonna get through it, boo. You know? And I love that. And also all of them will want to take you out on your birthday and, like, have a great time. So I feel like they spoil you in that sense too. Like, they are gonna get wild and crazy with you.
Absolutely. I also feel like these signs will have no problem, like, standing up for you to other people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they'll have energy. They'll give energy for that cause too. Like, if they feel like you know, people are fucking with you, they have no problem, like, telling someone off, like, on site.
Yes, and I feel like all of them will stick up for you even when you're not there too, which I feel like is a sign of a true friend.
Yeah, they don't shy away from confrontation. Either of these three, which I think I just genuinely love, because I'm sorry, a friend needs to be able to really stand up for you like you would for yourself. You know, they have to be your voice in the room when you're not there. I feel like that's very important for me in friendship. And that's what makes me feel very safe in a friendship too. Is when I know that, I don't gotta be there. I know she's there. So we good.
Right. Because I also interpret spoils your ass. Back. Yes. Spoils your ass as, you know how to treat me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
You know what I like. You know how to make me feel special and take care of me as a friend. And I love that. Thank you.
Okay, next we have a personal favorite of mine, which is cries with you, lies for you. Libra, Pisces, Gemini. Baby, these are the storytellers of the Zodiac. Let Pisces paint that picture. Let Libra relate to you. Let Gemini talk that talk. You know what I mean? When all three of these signs are doing that thing, the thing that they're very good at, like, it's always with a purpose. And if the purpose is their friend, they're going to put their best foot forward. Oh, yeah. Gemini will talk their way out of any shitty situation for you. Yes. Pisces, the crazy thing you did, they will sit there and be like, what you did is valid. That needed to be done. It could have been the craziest thing ever. Pisces is like, no, I'm right there with you. I would have done the same exact thing. And Libra loves you so much, you could kill somebody. And Libra's like, I was there. I am your alibi.
Right, it's okay.
You know what I mean? They just want to have some sort of, like, peace in your relationship. And I feel like I really will cry with all three of these signs easily. Because with the Gemini, I know they'll forget. Like, Gemini's not the type to be like, oh, you were so emotional with me. Da, 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 da. Gemini's like, cry, bye.
Right.
You know? And I enjoy that about their energy.
Yes. I love all of these energies because ultimately I feel like they're helping me disguise my emotions sometimes. You know what I mean? And helping me hide it from maybe other people. And they're okay with that. They're are like, it's okay, honey. Like, they don't have to know your truth. You know? And I am supportive of that.
Absolutely.
And not a lot of friends are down like that to have your back and lie. Some people be like a Virgo, will be riding on their high horse, you know? And these signs will do anything for you in that sense, you know? Like, they will lie. And I think that's a great
Go on.
I think it's a really great quality because to me, it shows that they are willing to take risks for you. You know what I mean? And they're willing to go out on a limb for you in the friendship too, which is something that I appreciate.
You are an actress, a liar. Pisces, Libra, Gemini. Yeah, I am. And I did it for a good cause. You know, sometimes it's good to know if your friend would lie for you or not.
Yeah.
Truly, some people, will sit on a high horse and be like, that's not right. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. there's plenty of people that don't have my back. Can I have a few people that have my back
Right.
no matter what? Like, I think I deserve it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Not me trying to convince you guys why it's okay. But truly, you need people that will lie for you when you are in trouble.
No, it's true. And also, I love the cries with you as well, because all of these signs, I feel like, do create a safe space. Even if Gemini is laughing it off, for me, that's a safe space. You know, like, I don't always want to have to take my emotions so seriously.
Yeah.
And Libra and Pisces are just such welcoming, understanding energies. Like, whatever you tell them, it's okay. And similarly, Gemini is down. Like, they're like, I've probably done some crazy shit. I can't judge you. It's okay.
Yeah. Honestly,
and it's okay to cry. Even if they may not cry with you because they're like sometimes emotionally incapable.
I
they're
sometimes
not
feel
judging
like
you
they're
for
like, listen, it's safe here. We're all safe here.
Yeah.
I don't judge you, but I need to tell you something. You're not gonna judge me either, right?
Yes. That's this. These are these friends.
Literally, like, we're not judging here, because if we're
Right.
judging, we can talk about what you did last week. Okay?
Right. This is low-key one of your wild friends.
Truly.
You know, who knows will keep all your secrets, partially because they won't remember, but also partially because they're doing them with you too.
I'm like, I don't know. They're gonna remember. They remember.
Yeah.
Be careful who you share your secrets with.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys, because sometimes you always won't be in good terms with everybody.
No, that's
And
true.
what secrets do you want them to know about you? Because some people will be real enough to be like, even if we're not friends, I'm keeping your secrets. And some people won't.
Yeah.
So really be cautious of how much you share with people, depending on how close you are with them.
Facts. Because people want to tell your secrets.
I mean, it's the number one way to hurt someone after you've been betrayed or you feel hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the right thing to do, but a lot of people use it as a way to get even, you know?
Yeah.
All right, besties. Thank you for kicking it with your girls. We loved hanging out with y'all.
We hope you enjoyed this episode and are loving the spooky season. We're going to link our socials somewhere around here. Make sure you give us a follow on YouTube or, you know,
Leave us a review.
yes, leave us a review. Thank you. On Apple or whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on. We hope you have a great weekend, and we love you so much.
We love you so freaking much.
See you on Monday.
Bye.
Bye.